Good evening, Hornet Nation, and welcome to another edition, a Saturday edition, of Edina Bantam Hornet Hockey. We're currently in Game 3 of the New Hope Tournament. The Hornets dispatched their earlier opponents, including one today, and now there will be a contest against Woodbury, the Woodbury Predators. So we're moments away from puck drop. And buckle in, because it's going to be a good tilt. So we're going to start out with Nolan, Ivany, and Bergmeyer, changing it up a little bit. And we got Mizzle and Potter on the back side. So off the draw, up to Nolan. Nolan works it across, gets it to Bergmeyer, tries to slide in across the line. It's sent down into the corner. Bergmeyer directing traffic, trying to get it out front. Held up on the boards as the Predators look to gain possession. But it's Ivany who rolls in with a shot that goes right across the crease. Nolan now on the wall, gets it down to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer from the corner, wheeling, dealing, looking. Preds now cycle around the net as they look to start their breakout. Held up on the wall as Ivany chips it and gets back to Mizzle. Mizzle punches it right back down. Digging on that wall. As now he's working it in. Right to Ivany in the slot. Gets back to Nolan at the point. He drives it to Dahlin, and a quick shot. Gloved away by the Predator tender. Off the draw. Hornets looking to break it up on the wall. Now, sliding it. Flushing it right past Bauer. It sneaks down, and Helmer's the last man back. Helmer working it around the cage. Stops short, throws it up the near side. Dorsey in on the puck. Now, drawing in on the circle. Swatted away by Banbury as he pushes it up on the wall. Hester trying to drive it. The Preds contain, and they throw it behind the cage. Ewers up on the wall. Here's a break for Hester. Hester rolls. Can he get there in time? He drives in over the line. He bangs at that puck. And swept out of the slot area. Ewers in, trying to gain possession. Helmer one-time cranker. All the way down. A tip almost by Ewers. So it's thrown right back down now. Here's the Predators countering as they go rink wide, driving through the neutral zone. Gaining the line on the right side. Sweeping in, looking for a center. A shot right on Banbury, salted away. No score in this contest with 12:58 on the clock. I'm freehanding it until my camera person gets here. So if the camera work sucks, you're just going to have to deal with it. Nolan on the draw. Held by the Predators on the circle as they work it into the slot area. They're banging. It sneaks out of the zone and goes all the way back. Predators from the back line, intercept on the line. Kavita dishes it back to Potts. Potts goes to Potter. Potter looks up ice, gets it to Nolan. Nolan tries to dish it in, and it's held on the line and swept back. Nolan now dancing across the blue line, gets it to Kavita. Kavita gains on the right side. He powers his way around. He's looking for, what was that? As Wilkins blew a tire and went careening into the goalpost. I don't know if he was tripped or what. Fell. No penalties. You have to check out those blades, get them sharpened. Some confusion as to where the face-off is. Now they're bringing it outside the zone. Off the draw, Nolan sweeps it back to Potter, and it sneaks past him. He's going to have to collect against a very speedy Predator guy who almost steals it away. Potter from the backside, looks up, slides it to Potts. Potts now, all the way up to Nolan. Nolan breaks through the red line, looks at an angle, gets it to Wilkins. Wilkins charges in, fires over the net. Kavita on the wall. Predators maintain behind the cage, wheeling around to the near side. Wilkins in, disrupting plays, sends it back to the point. Potter now looks, fires it on net. Bergmeyer just couldn't get quite in there. Now, Nolan from the backside looks at his options. Little saucer pass up to Wilkins. Wilkins pitches it down into the Predator end. Goes after his own puck. Now from behind the cage, Wilkins digging at it. He gets it stolen away by Woodbury. As now they come back with numbers through the neutral zone. Gaining on the left side, rolling in with speed. Firing a bad angle shot, and it's swept away. It's out front. Oh, danger, danger. Sealed. Still there's just too much danger. Now, Mizzle from the backside slides it up to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer looks up, gets it to Wilkins. Wilkins throws it up to Dorsey, who just pitches it down into the zone. He had no help. And Woodbury counters with attack of their own as they sweep it around the far side. Looking for a breakout opportunity. The Hornets are pinning him down deep. Up on the wall. Darlene pinches it back down, but here comes Woodbury through the red line, gaining on the left side. Darlene stands up his man. Mizzle cleans up on the backside. Stolen by Woodbury. Lines are all jumbled. Somebody must be missing. Now in the slot, Woodbury tries to counter. Bergmeyer banging away at it. He comes away to Dorsey. Dorsey now through the red line. He's going to gain on the left side and roll in. Gets the puck swept off his stick. Chases his own, sweeping around on the circle, looking for options. Gets it back to Darlene. Darlene fires it over to Mizzle. Mizzle breaks in. He fires. And a save by the tender. Woodbury countering with speed, broken up there by Bergmeyer, who throws it down to Ivany behind the net. Ivany battles his man, trying to gain possession. Now it sweeps back to Darlene at the point. He fires it down to the far side corner. Ewers in on the chase. Working his man into the boards as Nolan whacks at it. Woodbury pitching it behind the net, glove down, looking for an outlet, stolen away by Ivany. Ivany on the circle, looking. Sweeps it down to Ewers. Ewers from the corner, pitches it back up. Got a bad sight line here. There's a big pole in the way. Ivany behind the net, wheels around, does a 360. On the wall, pestered. He has no outlet. He just has to shovel it down to Nolan. Nolan now tries to bank it past his man, and Woodbury just plops it out all the way down. And we get an icing. With 9:24 on the first frame, there is no score in this game. I'm still working the camera. I want my camera person. Nolan on the draw. He's got Ewers and Hester. Sliding over to Helmer from the point. A firing shot is trapped away. I think our missing person is Ferrara as I look over on the bench. Off the draw, Ewers now from the top of the circle. He fires wide. Woodbury chases to the corner and pounds it up and out of play. So Nolan on the draw. Puck slides to Hester. Hester throws it back to Bauer. Bauer tries to throw it into the slot. Now it's Helmer's turn. He fires. There's a tip. Hester now on the wall. Sends it back. A hot pass to Bauer. Bauer has a sling in his side, and Woodbury picks it up and transitions through the neutral zone. Bauer does a good job stick checking the man off the puck as he looks up ice. Now it's into Hester's skates. Breaking in. Woodbury in the slot. Firing in the uppers. Woodbury scores on a defensive miscue. At 8:48 in the first, Woodbury takes a 1-0 lead. So Dorsey, Wilkins, Kurvita, Potts and Potter to undo the damage. Woodbury from the blue line, pounds it up the wall, So Kurvita sends it back to Potter. Potter to Potts. Potts looks up, gets it to Wilkins. Wilkins turns, burns, throws it down into the Woodbury end. Dorsey gives chase behind the net. Woodbury counters and throws it back to the near side. Woodbury having a tough time breaking out as Dorsey intercepts the pass and works around the wall. Sends it out front. There it is! You see it! Dorsey to Kurvita. Slipped it out front. Kurvita's red hot. He just keeps scoring. And now I have a cameraman. So the Hornets answer back in the most convincing fashion at 8:20 in the first. 1-1. Dorsey on the draw. Woodbury contains from the D. They look up ice, throw it up rink wide to nobody. And this is going to go down for an icing. I think he took a shot to the foot. So we'll do it again. Dorsey off the draw. Puck gets sent down into the corner. Woodbury tries to flip it out of the zone. Contained by Potts. He goes down, but he still contains it. Kurvita throws it around the net. Wilkins from behind. Oh, he's slammed in the boards, and Woodbury's going to draw a penalty for that. So the Hornets will be on the man advantage with 8:01 in the first. So boarding is the call. So we're going to bring in Nolan, Hester, Kurvita, backed up by Bauer and Mizzle. Shots are pretty even at this point, 6-5 in favor of the Hornets. Nolan set for the draw. Comes back to Hester. Hester throws it to Mizzle. Mizzle chucks it to Bauer. Bauer slides it back to Mizzle. Mizzle looks. Down to Nolan. Nolan drives in on the circle. Fires it across. One-timer by Bauer. Just couldn't be contained. Bauer on the circle. Looking. Throws it back to Mizzle. Mizzle drives in. A firing shot. There's a tip. Banging away. Who else? It's Kurvita again. He's looking for a hattie, no doubt. As Kurvita continues his red hotness. And at 7:42 in the first, the Hornets take a 2-1 lead on a power play goal by Ronan Kurvita. So Nolan Hester Ewers on, backed up by Mizzle and Darlene. Off the draw, Woodbury contains from the D and flips it up the near side boards. Mizzle answers right back, and it's intercepted at the red line and pitched right back down, and we get an offsides. Nolan on the draw, sends it back to Darlene. Darlene looks up ice to Elaine, gets it to Nolan. One-timer to Ewers. Ewers rolls across the blue line and pitches it down into the Woodbury end. From behind the cage, Woodbury looks to cycle out of the zone. It sneaks past Mizzle. And this will roll down for an icing. And indeed, that is the case. On that first goal. No. Back to the point, Mizzle looks, fires into traffic. He pushes his man, he gets the puck, and he throws it all the way down. Ewers trying to battle his man in the corner, trying to gain possession. Back to Mizzle at the point. He walks in on the circle. He turns back. He's looking for options. He throws it over to Darlene. Darlene now, sliding it down to Nolan. Nolan tried to center it, picked off, still in the slot, banging away, held by Darlene. Darlene firing into traffic. Hornets are buzzing. So they hold on the line and throw it around behind the cage. Nolan centering out front. Hester couldn't make the turn. There's a shot. It's in the air. Nolan whacking and banging at it, pushing his man up into the glass. Hornets containing Woodbury deep in their territories. They sling it out, all the way out. Darlene traps it, throws it up to Nolan. Nolan pitching it to Ewers. Over skates. Woodbury tries to it out, and they try a different side. They go rink wide, now driving and gaining on the right side. Wheeling in on the circle, shot partially deflected. Darlene throws it behind the cage to Mizzle. Mizzle now looking up to Hester. He's going to take it himself, though. Rolling through the neutral zone with speed. Across the red line, across the blue line. Trying to sneak it through. Splits the D, throws it up on the wall. Stopped by Bergmeyer. Has to throw it back to Darlene. Darlene drawing the defenders back as Nolan throws it down and goes for a line change. Mizzle's in on the puck. Bergmeyer in to help out. Boys all tied up on the wall. Comes away to Mizzle. Mizzle dishing it back to Darlene at the point. Throwing it back to Mizzle. Mizzle drives on the circle. Throws it back. And his blind pass sneaks out of the zone. And Darlene has to race back to get it. He gets it up to Ivany. Ivany across the red line. He gains the blue line. He rolls in. Stops short. Dorsey in to help out. Boys banging on the wall. Who's going to come away? I don't know. Now it's Woodbury. They slide it across the slot. Bauer pinches up, gets it to Bergmeyer, picked off by Woodbury as they counter and tilt the ice back the other way, gaining on the right side. Helmer loses his stick. They're rolling in. He tried to go upstairs with the backhand. Nothing doing. So the puck is trapped on the blue line and thrown right back down. Helmer still stickless. Go get your stick, young man. As Bauer wings it up and slings it all the way down into the Woodbury end. And Helmer retrieves his stick. There is no icing because the goalie had to make a save. Woodbury goes rink wide. Dorsey tries to pick it off, pressuring Woodbury as they sling it around to the near side. Under 5 minutes to play. Helmer holds the line, walks in. He fires a shot. It goes wide. Dorsey in, curling around, trying to center. He's held up on the wall. Ivany comes in, bangs his man, and now Woodbury tries to break back. Bergmeyer keeps it in the zone, and Woodbury counters with a play of their own. Nice hit by Bauer as he sends his man into the boards. From the backside, all the way up, Ivany racing in. Ivany tries to slide around. He's boxed out. Dorsey tries to hold the line. It sneaks across. Bergmeyer slings it back to Bauer. Bauer over to Helmer. Helmer looks up. Wheels, deals, just pitches it down, and Woodbury covers up. With 4 minutes even, in the first, Hornets clinging to a 2-1 lead as Nolan, Wilkins, and Kurvita come on with Potts and Potter. On the wall, Woodbury tries to punch it past Potts. Now they steal away for a 2-on-1 situation. Rolling in, Potter, last man back. Nice stick check by Potter as they try to fling it around. No, a short side shot turned away. Nolan flings it up on the wall. Charlie bangs it out. It sneaks out of the zone. There's Kurvita. He almost pickpockets as Woodbury rolls across the line, pitching it in the air. On the far boards. Now we got something. The net was off its moorings. Fortuitous whistle. And now we do it again. Potter from the backside looks up, slides it up, intercepted by Woodbury as they roll around the circle, centering it across, picked off by Nolan. Nolan now rolling across the red line. He's got Wilkins, sliding it to Wilkins. Wilkins tried to center it, he fanned. It's tipped away by Woodbury. Potter steps up, pushes it back down. He rolls around the circle, looking, centering it out front. There it is, banging. Kurvita almost had 3. Now Woodbury, fast break action as it's back and forth hockey. Sliding it down, intercepted by Nolan, who banks it up to Wilkins. Wilkins drives through, tries to toe drag it through. No, nothing doing. Nolan once again, drawing defenders back, goes rink wide. Potter trying to fling it into the zone. Couldn't find the wood. Wilkins just sends it back to Potts. Potts throws it up to Nolan a bit too far, and it sneaks down deep into Woodbury territory. Sliding up on the wall. Darlene meets it at the red line. Wheels, deals, throws it to Mizzle. Mizzle now breaks for the line. He gains it. He's wheeling in. Stops short. Looks at his options. Tries to chip it down. Now Woodbury breaks. And it's Darlene. It's a foot race. It's going to go down to Banbury. And he covers up with 2:22 on the clock. With some most excellent back and forth hockey. So Dorsey on the drop. Hester and Ewers. Hester pokes it up. It's contained. Now, Dorsey breaking, trying to get it up. Can't get it up to Ewers. Now it's Hester's turn. Tries to slide it up the wall. He's pinched. It's thrown right back down into the hornet end. Darlene from behind the net. Slides it up to Ewers. Through Ewers' legs. Now it's on Banbury. He's just got to save this one. And we'll do it again. On the drop, puck sneaks back to the point. They just have to pitch it up, and Darlene meets his man on the wall. Woodbury turning, trying to get it into the slot area as they work it around the back of the net. Good job by Dorsey to stick check it to the wall. Now Mizzle works his man, keeps him to the outside. Wheeling across in the slot. Oh, and neither Woodbury player could contain it. As Darlene is pinched on the wall, driving in, Woodbury fires. Saved by Banbury. Hornets in trouble. There's a lot of activity. Slides across the net. Once again, the net is off. Woodbury seems to be complaining about the lot of net movement. So with 1:31 on the clock, Nolan rolls on with Ivany and Bergmeyer. So the ref squirts some water, and that will do absolutely nothing. Nolan on the draw, puck sent to the wall, and Bauer tries to power it up. Woodbury contains, and they throw it down deep. Looking to center it out front. There it is, centering pass right across the crease. And Ivany pitches it up the wall and out of the zone. And it's sent packing for an icing. So we'll do it from this side now. As Nolan fires it back to Helmer. Helmer cycles behind the cage, gets it to Bauer. Bauer slides it up. Now it's Bergmeyer on the wall, wheeling in. Behind the ref, sneaking all the way through. Bergie making good progress. Tries to center it, stops short. There's Nolan on the doorstep. Can't quite take the turn, and here comes Woodbury. Stolen away by Helmer. As he tries to seal it up, here's a break for Woodbury, rolling in. Sneaks back too far as they slide it to the circle. Now working in, driving. It's up in the air. Banbury didn't know where it was. So puck snakes down to the corner, and Helmer looks, throws it behind to Bauer. 36 seconds. So Ivany chucks it out of the zone and is contained by the Predator D. Nolan steals it away, drives down into the zone, looks for a center. There's Bergmeyer into the. You see it? Nolan to Bergmeyer connection. And with 25 seconds left in the first, Hornets are up 3-1. Beautiful centering pass. Bergie just connected on a low shot. So Dorsey, Kavita, Wilkins on. Off the draw, Kavita sends it to Helmer. Helmer looks up ice. Chips it up the wall to Wilkins. Wilkins tries to power it through, but it's intercepted, and here come the Predators as they loop it down into the Hornet end with 15 seconds. Bauer slides it to Helmer. Helmer around the cage, looks, gets it to Bauer. Bauer tries to flip it out, tries to break. Here's Wilkins. Wilkins racing in. He's got 4 seconds. Wilkins. Oh, what a shot, just goes wide. That's it for the period. The Hornets up 3-1. All right, ice is clean. Start of the second. Hornets up 3-1. We're going to start with Nolan Bergmeyer, Ivany, Mizzles, and Darlene. Off the draw, Ivany cycles up, gets it to Bergmeyer, who pitches it down into the Predator end. Nolan works from behind the cage, slides it out front. Nobody home for the bank in. Slide back to Darlene. Darlene fires it on net. There's a tip. And it goes into the webbing. Off the draw, Preds send it around the cage and start their breakout. Long stretch pass, slings up. Mizzle's going to have to chase this one down as they try to have a floater. From the corner, Predators wheel deal, send it back to the point, and it's too hot of a pass, and it sneaks out of the zone. As they curl back up, Nolan tries to pickpocket. Now the Preds roll back. Darlene sends it across ice to Ivany. Ivany held up on the wall, trying to dish it up. Boys digging at it. Preds come away and rocket it across the blue line. Darlene slamming it out of the zone. Woodbury plays it from the near side wall. And they get an offsides. So Dorsey, Ewers, Hester, Helmer, Bauer. Dorsey on the drop. Tied up on the dot. Sent back. Predators regroup from their backside. Rink wide pass. It's going to be picked off by Helmer. Helmer sends it across to Bauer. Bauer looks up ice. He gets it to Ewers. Ewers tips it in all the way down. Dorsey's in on the chase. Hester picks it off. It's out front. Ewers couldn't make the turn. Sliding up now. Predators try to wheel across. Ewers bangs at it across the line. And we get a high sticking. So Dorsey on the dot. Nobody picked up that drop pass. Here comes Predators with numbers, rolling on the right side, trying to snake it through Helmer. Helmer does a good job boxing his man to the outside. Puck slung around in the near side corner. Back to the point. Preds look, fire. There's a loose change. No one could pick up on it. It's intercepted by Helmer. Sneaks it up to Hester. Hester wheels it up to Dorsey. Dorsey now breaks across the red line. Tries to sweep it across the blue line. He's held up right on the line. Predators contained from the backside. Slide, they go D to D. Looking up ice. Headman pass goes nowhere except for an icing. Which will bring on Wilkins, Kurvita, and Nolan. Potts and Potter. Nolan on the draw, sends it to Kurvita, back to Potts. Potts loops it down into the corner for Nolan. Nolan shovels it to Wilkins. Wilkins back to Nolan. Back to Kurvita, short-sider. No shot there. As Nolan sends it back to Potts. Potts unloads. It's trapped away by Woodbury. So the clock's all screwed up. Now it's back. 12:42 on that clock, by the way. Predators send it around the cage, fling it up ice, trying to spring somebody, and this is going down for an icing. Shots in favor of the Hornets, 13-7. So we get set to do it again. Nolan on the drop. Wilkins battles his man. Nolan trying to sling it around to Kurvita, nothing doing. Now Wilkins powers his way around. He gets boxed out. Nolan from behind the net, right out front, banging. There's Kurvita again. It's loose, but no one can tip it over the pad. Potts fires it on net. It loops to the side of the cage. Wilkins throws it out front, banging. Nothing. Slides in between Potts' legs, and we get an offsides. Intense action. It's almost like you want to go down on the ice and help him out. Seems so easy, doesn't it? Swapping out the D, bringing on Mizzle and Darlene. Woodbury comes away. They sling it cross ice and now break through the neutral zone with numbers. 3-on-2 situations. They roll across the line, try to center it, and then it's tipped away. Mizzle holding his man behind the cage. And we're going to get a penalty. Holding is the call on Mizzle. Hornets will be shorthanded for the next 2 minutes. 11:54 on the clock. So it's going to be Wilkins and Nolan, Bauer and Darlene. Reds get it back to the point. They slide it D to D, looking from the point. Lane is taken away. Sending it down deep, looking. From the corner, up to the wall, back to the point. Now into the slot, a firing shot, saved by Banbury. It's up in the air, it's banging. Sent back to the point, and they have to bring it all the way back. The Preds regroup from their own zone, looking up, looking. A firing shot is tipped right into the arms of Darlene, who sends it up to Nolan. Nolan pitches it up, sends it down in the zone, and Wilkins gives chase. Battling his man on the wall, wasting valuable time. Now the Preds regain and counter. They throw it across ice pass, and Bauer picks it off at the red line, dumping it right back in. Preds from the end line. Behind the cage, wheeling, dealing, as Nolan picks it off. Nolan tries to make the turn. Nolan backhand off the side of the twine. Good power play kill. Now comes Woodbury as they counter back and cross the line. Wheeling across, stick checked away there by Wilkins. Good job as Darlene picks it up in the slot, and Bauer sends it packing all the way down. Woodbury from the neutral zone. Try to work it through, and Bauer slaps it right back down again. Rink-wide pass. As Woodbury gains the line, works their way in. Long shot, sticked away by Banbury. As the puck comes back to the point. Sliding it down deep. Woodbury tries to look for a centering opportunity. A banging shot. And there was a stick in the way, and the puck is sent out again. Less than 20 seconds left in the man advantage. As Kurvita holds the Pred D back. Now up on the near side, they work their way through the neutral zone. Cross ice pass, they break through the line. Kurvita intercepts in the slot and works it back, sending it all the way down. He's racing. From the corner, Kurvita tried to center it. It was a pitchfork pass, way too high in the air. This is disrupted by Wilkins on the wall. He drives in on the circle. He works in the high slot. He fires. And it's saved by Woodbury. Hornets back at full strength. 9:40 on the clock. 3-1 on the scoreboard. As Hester, Nolan, and Ewers roll on with Potts and Potter. Puck back to Potter at the point. He surveys. He looks. Sends it down to Ewers. Just over Ewers' stick. Preds now rolling from the backside, intercepted by Nolan. Up on the wall. Potts holds at the point, throws it down in the slot. Ewers looks, turns, burns, fires. Hits a skate. Nolan pitches it back to Ewers. Ewers tries to drive in. Now Woodbury tries to counter with one man. Now his teammates catch up. Ewers throws it up, hits a skate, and now it's sent down into the Hornet end. Potts holding his man to the outside. Slung up. Contained, thrown on net. Off to the side, Potter looks from behind the cage. He wheels, he deals. He's boxed out, but he slips it over to Ewers in the near side corner. Ewers throws it up to Nolan. Nolan now breaks. He's got Hester. He's going to take it himself. Hester has to hold on the line. Now sweeping around the circle, walking in and firing into the uppers. What a laser. And the score is 4-1. An individual effort by Nolan. Off the draw, Preds throw it down into the Hornet end. Bauer gives chase, slides it around to Helmer. Helmer brings it back to Bauer. Bauer now throws it up to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer now 3-on-2. Pass bit too far for Ivany, and it snakes all the way down. The Preds try to jam it up the wall. They send it around the cage to the near side. Looking up ice, looking for a lane, intercepted by Dorsey. Dorsey rolls in, fires! And he scores! What a shot! When it rains, it pours. Hornets up 5-1. And a laser by Dorsey. He knocked the water bottle off. Off the draw, Bergmeyer drives, gains on the left side, wheels in. He's got Dorsey out front. Puck knocked off the stick. Preds try to roll back, held on the line. As Bergmeyer does a good job back checking, he steals it away and rolls across on the right side. Up on the wall, he's pinched out. Preds go D to D as they look for a lane. Long stretch pass, sneaks through. Bauer's there to disrupt play. Helmer sweeps it around. Helmer on the wall, gets it up to Berge. Intercepted as the Preds roll down from the corner, driving in, firing shot way wide as they hold the zone. Now it's sneaked away by Ivany. Ivany's got Bergmeyer. 2-on-1 situation almost. Rolling across, tried to toe drag it through, nothing doing. As the puck slides to the near side. Bauer in on it. Jammed up on the wall. Preds having a hard time getting a cohesive play together. As now the puck slides down. Here's an opportunity. Preds roll in. Mizzle riding back, stops the play with his skate. Well done, Mizzle. Slides it to the back wall. Preds run into each other and fall down. Now with speed, Kurvita rolling. He's got Nolan. 2-on-2 as he rolls around. He looks to center it back. It's disrupted. Nolan can't quite get there in time. Mizzled on the line, chips it in, and we get it offsides. 7:01 on the clock. And Nolan, Kurvita, Wilkins. Dahlin from the backside, throws it on net. No save needed, as the Preds roll it down to the near side corner. Kurvita on it. Works it across. Back to the point, Dahlin looks, slides aside, fires, hits traffic, and now the Preds roll back. A misplayed pass, and it's snuck back in, and an offside is called. Now Woodbury is calling a timeout, and our coach is not happy.
There is that, like a bar or restaurant that we had a one pregame at, which is really cheap.
Top 42?
You know where that is?
Yeah.
Maybe we can go there. Kind of like a
All right, Dorsey, Ewers, Hester, Mizzled, Dahlin. Darlene from the backside looks up ice, pass bit too far, and we get an icing. Which will bring it back down to the right of Tyler. Puck tied up on the dot. Ewers driving, trying to pitch it through. Now it's a break. He's gains the line on the right side. He's got Hester across. Hester tries to fire, and his stick is banked off. Now Mizzle from the point, sliding to Darlene. Darlene looks for a lane, fires, rebound, nothing. Potts Potter roll on. Dorsey on the draw, slides it to the wall to Hester. Hester back to Potts, all the way to Potter. Potter throws it on net, hits traffic. Dorsey disrupts play as he works it on the wall. Trying to jam it up, gets to Potter. Potter flips it up, knocked down by the Preds as they try to work it across the red line. Into Potter. Boys just banging into each other. Potter now picks it up on the backside. Surveys, looks. Sends it all the way up to Hester. Just past Hester, sneaks all the way down. Now it's a foot race. Ewers rolling in. Looking to pick something off here. Banked up the wall, and now the Preds come back. Across the blue line, across the red line, across another blue line as they roll in around the circle. All the way around the cage, looking to center it out front. There's the centering shot, banked by Tyler. Banging, nothing. Potter from the backside. With speed, rolls up through the neutral zone. Long shot. Gloved away by the Preds, and they release it around the cage. Preds look to break out as they throw it up on the wall. Now, through the neutral zone. Preds are rolling with speed. Potts tries to keep his man to the outside. A shot is fired. It goes wide. Preds contain the zone, and they throw it down deep. 5 minutes left in the second frame. Preds from the corner, banking it back to the point. Disrupted there by Bergmeyer. He tried to work it out. Now it's Nolan firing up on the backhand side of Bergmeyer. We get an icing. So Nolan on the draw, tied up, comes to the wall. Bauer working it. He's pressed into the wall. Now it comes away. Sneaks up to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer rolls, gains on the right side, pitches it down. Ivany to collect it in the corner. He's ridden off the puck, trying to work it around. He maintains, rolls in. Drops it back. It's picked off by Woodbury, and here they come back. Intercepted passes. He cannot slide it across. Helmer races back. He's ridden into the boards. Slides up to Ivany. Picked off at the point. Firing shot. Bobbled by Tyler. Bauer from the corner. Almost loses a tire. As the Preds are ridden into the boards. They sweep it around the circle. Throw it back to the point. Firing a shot. Banked across. Tyler has to gobble that one up. And there's frothiness. Tons of frothiness. Look at all the froth. There's going to be penalties on this, no doubt. So Helmer will go to the box. And that's it. You'd think there'd be more penalties, but there isn't. So with 3:56 in the second, and a 5-1 lead, the Hornets will have to kill off this penalty. Puck driven down, Darlene throws it around, and Mizzle pounds it all the way down, and this will go for an icing. Nolan on the draw. Mizzle once again sends it packing. And yet another icing. Nolan on the draw. Mizzle slides it around to Darlene on the near side. He looks up. Gets it to Ivany, who tries to pitch it up the boards. Preds contain on the backside. Nolan tries to pickpocket as the Preds go D to D. Now they look up ice. Working their way across the blue line, trying to slide it up. Hornets doing a good job slowing them down. As they gain the zone, they work it on the boards. Rolling around the near side corner, Darlene holds up his man. A lot of sticks banging. As Ivany tries to contain on the wall. Now driving in, Woodbury on the circle. Stops short, gets it back to the high point, sliding it down to the far side corner. Working from the wall. On net, gobbled up by Tyler. Roughly 1 minute left in the Woodbury man advantage. And 3 minutes left in the period. Off the draw, Mizzle from behind, slides it to Darlene on the near side, up to Ivany. Ivany through the neutral zone, tries to work his way through. Pounding his way, driving on the wall, working around the circle. He's got 3 Woodbury guys on him. Now Woodbury counters with numbers. 4-on-3 situations. They roll in, gain on the left side, working their way down, stopping short. Good job by Nolan to steal it away. Now when the Hornets break back. Nolan working, gaining the line, stick checked off, contained by the Woodbury D's. They cycle behind the cage. Now working up with 20 seconds left in the penalty. Darlene holding his man to the outside. There's the centering pass, but he was held up. Ivany sneaks it through. Ivany now on a break. Can he get there? Ivany rolling in. It's Ivany. Yes, Ivany. No, Ivany. Got tied up at the last moment. Woodbury works from behind. The Hornets are back at full strength. Through the neutral zone, the Preds roll. Across the line, now into the high slot, trying to get a shot off. Sticked aside by Banbury. On the wall. Hornets, some of these guys have been out there like 3 minutes. Nolan up on the wall, tries to spring Ivany, or Wilkins. And the Preds just dump it right back down, and we get an offsides with 1:34 on the clock. And Dorsey, Kervita, and Wilkins roll on, backed up by Potts and Potter. Potter from the backside, jams it up the wall, just beyond Dorsey. Almost pickpocketed, here comes Wilkins. Wilkins rolling in, around the circle, to Kervita. Kervita trying to slide it across. Dorsey trying to slide. And now the Preds break back with numbers, 3-on-2 situation. It's a gain on the right side and roll around the circle. Potts holding him to the outside, trying a short side stuffer, nothing doing. That's now Potts, he's taken up into the wall. Dorsey in there banging. The Preds smell blood. Rolls around to the backside of the cage. Potter tries to chip it up to Wilkins. Wilkins now rolls, gets it up to Potter. Potter blows up his man on the line. Now the Preds roll back, 2-on-1. Rolling in, sliding across. Kervita to the rescue as he intercepts a pass. And the Preds trying to roll across the slot. A firing shot. I think Banbury was screened. So with 43 seconds, Woodbury has found the back of the net and is now 5-2. Yeah, Banbury didn't move, so I don't think he saw it. So Nolan Ewers Hester, Helmer Bauer. We'll see what this does to Woodbury, see if they have new life. Bauer from the backside, slides it to Helmer. Helmer looks up, all the way up, just beyond Ewers' reach. Now back into the Hornet end. The Preds drive in, 2-on-1 situation, sliding it through on the backside. They couldn't make the turn. Now rolling from the point, a shot turned away by Banbury. Less than 20 seconds to go as Bauer throws it into the Woodbury crowd. Off the draw, Bauer sweeping it around. Picked up by Hester on the far side. He tries to pound it out just over the line, and we get a face off just outside the Hornet zone. On an offsides call. Helmer throwing it up, and that's pretty much going to cash it. Almost. 0.7 on the clock. And that's it. 2 periods in the books. Hornets 5, Woodbury 2. All right, start of the third. Nolan, Hester, and Ewers on, backed up by Bauer and Helmer. Bauer throwing it up to Ewers. Ewers works across the red line. He's going to gain the line and walk in on the zone all the way around the circle, looking. From behind the cage, sliding it out front. There's a one-time shot. And Hester is denied by the Woodbury tender. Off the draw, Woodbury sends it behind in the corner and flings it up the wall. Intercepted by Hester. Hester rolls in, tries to center it, loses control, and now Woodbury. Long saucer pass all the way up. Nice job by Helmer to knock it out of the air, and Nolan sends it down into the Woodbury end. Banked up on the boards. They're definitely going to try springing people because they have floaters aplenty now. We got to watch that long pass. So Dorsey, Ivany, Bergmeyer. Missile Dahlin comes away. Bergmeyer pressed into the glass, and Woodbury contains and cycles behind their cage. Long stretch pass into the neutral zone. Now they work across the line. Dahlin stick checks his man off the puck and sends it to the corner. Bergmeyer up. He's knocked off the puck. Woodbury contains, throwing it down and steered aside by Bambury. Mizzleton on the wall, trying to dig at it. Dorsey in there. Stolen away by Dahlin. Dahlin sends it up to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer, he's going to spring Ivany, or he's going to take it himself. He flips it up all the way on net. And it's gobbled up by the Woodbury tender. Dorsey sends it back to Dahlin. Bergmeyer from the corner, stolen away by Woodbury as they cycle and look up. Long saucer pass. Skips over Dahlin's stick. He's got to get on his horse. He rolls behind the Hornet cage. Throws it up on the wall. Dorsey in to meet the man. Darlene presses his man into the boards. Slow motion here. The Hornets got to get going. As the puck's sent behind, Darlene works it up the far side boards. Bergmeyer picks it up. He's got Dorsey. He's got Ivany. All the way across to Ivany. Picked off right at the red line. Now driving in. Woodbury crosses the line, works into the slot. Darlene punches it out, but it's still in the Hornet zone. Darlene tries to punch it up. It's sent right back down to the corner. Woodbury looking to center, but no one's home out front. Back to the point. Woodbury now walks in, fires a shot. It's traffic. It's banging. It's down. There's people all over the place. All over. Now, turned away by Ivany, and he rolls up. Slips it out of the zone. Woodbury has to reset. Hornets avoided certain peril on that sequence. Darlene sliding up the wall to Mizzle. Mizzle, cross-ice pass to Kervita. Kervita rolls through and almost destroys a man with the sheer mass that only Kervita can bring. Woodbury rolls across the line. Walks in on the circle. A firing shot is legged aside. The centering pass is deflected. A one-time cranker is knocked down by Banbury. Now from the backside, Darlene throws it out of the zone and down for an icing at 12:04.
Favorite call on the way up was frothing. Lots of frothing. Frothing upon frothing.
You should have seen it. It was good. Nolan on the draw. He's got Wilkins. And Kervita backed up by Potts and Potter. Potter from the near side on Wilkins' backside. And we'll get another icing. Off the draw, contained at the point, a one-time shot hits traffic. Woodbury contains. Can Kervita get there? It's blown up, thrown on net. Potts retrieves in the corner, tries to slide it up, it's in the air. Now they drive in, hitting traffic, more driving, more traffic. Slid to the near side wall. As Woodbury smells blood, and there's a big hit, and we're gonna get a penalty. Roughing is the call. Potter will go to the box. So at 11:29 in the final frame, Woodbury will be on the man advantage. The Hornets can give no quarter to this Woodbury squad. Even with a 3-goal lead, anything can happen in youth hockey. So we have Nolan and Wilkins. Helmer and Bauer kill this one off. Wilkins powers his way up. He's going to flip it up. He's going to jam it down into the Woodbury end. Sneaks past the Woodbury goalie. Wilkins going to pick it up on the far side corner. Now Woodbury with numbers. Punching through the neutral zone with speed. Gaining on the left side. Held up there by Nolan, but they still maintain. Now driving in on the dot. Trying to get a shot off, and the stick just wasn't there. Nolan banging his man up on the wall. Here comes Woodbury driving in on the dot. A centering pass is deflected. Now from the circle, another shot, looping over the net. What intensity. 1:20 left in the man advantage. Held at the point, rolling in on the shot. It's legged aside by Banbury. Wilkins works on the far side wall, punching it up and over and out of the zone. Collecting from the back end. Woodbury now cycles through the neutral zone. They gain on the left side, roll in. Dropping off to nobody at the point. Kervita, can you get there? Ah! Banging up. Kervita. Yes, Kervita. Oh, and Kervita stood up. The puck is sent down. And we're going to get something. Interference? No, it's a roughing call. So that neutralizes Woodbury's man advantage. We're going to have some old-fashioned 4-on-4 hockey for the next 52 seconds, upon which time the Hornets will be on the man advantage. So Dorsey on the draw with Ewers and Mizzle and Darlene. Puck tied up in the corner. Dorsey working it. Slams it back to Darlene at the point. Darlene looks. Fires a low shot to Ewers. Ewers now trying to wrap around. Can he get there? No, he's denied. Woodbury tied up behind their net. It's banging around. Dorsey comes away. He's looking at his options. He flips it back to Mizzle. Mizzle slides it back. He can't quite get it back to Dorsey, but he holds the line. He works it across. It's in Dorsey's skates. He can't see it. Now Woodbury rolls back. They got numbers. 3-on-2 situation as they roll in, gaining, and they gain themselves an offsides. 9:49 on the clock. Then 21 more seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. Off the draw, Dorsey ties up his man, punches across the line. Now Dorsey steals it back. He's pushed from behind. He says, why me? Now Woodbury driving across, stolen away by Ewers. Ewers gets it out of the zone. He's ridden off the puck and knocked to the ice in dramatic fashion. Now it's Dorsey. He sneaks around his man. He's rolling in. He tries another sneak, but he wasn't sneaky enough. Now behind the net, working it. Dorsey in the air. He's batting it baseball style. Back to Mizzle at the point. Sliding into Darlene. Darlene looks. Tries to work around. Now here's a steal. A steal for Woodbury as they roll down. Mizzle racing back. A lot of Hornets racing back. Hester picks it off. He's got Dorsey. Dorsey on his backside. Now Dorsey slides to Hester. Hester across the line. Drives it, works it. He leaves it for Mizzle. Mizzle from the circle. Tried to drive it into the slot. Woodbury picks it off, flips it out of the zone. Darlene resets in the neutral zone. Slides it all the way across to Mizzle. Mizzle draws his man back. Ooh, batted out of the air. As Mizzle pounds it up the wall to Hester. Hester sliding it up to Nolan. Nolan loops around and starts his charge. He gains on the left side. He drives through his man. Now into the slot. Banging. Nothing. Woodbury counters as it's held up behind the net. Hornets on the man advantage for just a few more seconds, with 8:28 on the clock. It's Nolan Bergmeyer, Ivany roll on with Potter and Potts. Bergmeyer from the wall, tries to wheel around from the corner. He works it. Looking. He's held up. He's totally hooked, but no call as the puck slides to the near side. Woodbury, long stretch pass as they enter the neutral zone and drive down. It's stolen away by Potts on the backside. He slaps it up. Can he get it to Bergmeyer? No, as Woodbury counters. Now rolling across the red line. Potter's there, slamming it back up, but Woodbury intercepts and throws it all the way down. Potts from behind the net. Gets it up to Berge. Gets it to Nolan. Nolan driving across the red line. Loses the handle. Woodbury sends it back the other way. Potts intercepts, throws it down. Back down into the Preds' end. They wheel, they deal. They go D to D. Oh, and he blows a tire. Bergmeyer almost stole it. So it's sent all the way down to the end line. From the near side corner. Potter holds the line. He pitches it right back down. Potts steps up, pinches. Preds try to gain over the line. They can't. Now finally they slam it down. Intercepted by Nolan, who slides it to Potter. Potter looks up ice. Drives it up to Ivany. Ivany can't hold the line. And now Nolan comes back to sweep on the back end. He looks. Long stretch to Ivany. Disrupted right on the line. Contained by the Predator D as they look up ice. Preds having a hard time getting more than one pass together as the Hornets are relentless. Long saucer pass is thrown down into the Hornet end. As Potts looks to hold his man to the outside. Wheeling across the slot. Intercepted by Kurvita. Kurvita with speed. It's Kurvita time. He's rolling. He's got Dorsey. Can he see him? No, he's knocked off the puck. Sliding back to Helmer. Helmer right on the red line. Works it. He dumps it into the zone. There's no offsides. Predators look. Try to roll it up on a rink-wide headman pass. Now, through the neutral zone. They can't find the handle on anything today. As they roll across the line. Kurvita tries to bang it away. Helmer sends it up and out of the zone. Hits the ref. And it gets blown dead for some reason. I don't know. With 6:03 on the clock. Dorsey on the draw. Contained by the Predator D. They look up ice. They look for a lane. They look for a miracle. Once again, intercepted there by Wilkins. Now it's slammed down on the wall. Dorsey comes in, sweeps up. Knocked off the puck. Back to Bauer. Bauer to Helmer. Helmer looks up. Slides it up on the wall just past Wilkins. And this will go for an icing. So Nolan Hester and Ewers on. Tied up on the dot. Slings up to Hester. Rink wide pass over to Nolan. Or Ewers. Ewers rolls across the line. Tries to work around his man. From the corner, Ewers works it. Tries to center it. It's knocked away. And the Preds counter with speed. Rolling across their own zone. Throwing it up on the near side wall. Helmer slides it over to Bauer. Bauer now looking up, looking for daylight. Tries to get it through to Hester. Hester almost picks it off, and here come the Preds. Rolling through across the blue line. Helmer now from the wall. Pushes it up. And this one's going to get sucked up by the Pred D as they work it through their zone. Good job by Ewers to disrupt. Thrown up on the wall. Helmer does a good job pinching. Here come the Predators on a breakthrough. Cross the line. Dropping it in the slot. A firing shot is deflected and goes into the glass. From the corner. Nolan fires a cross-ice pass up to Ewers. Slings all the way down. For an icing at 4:35 in the final frame. And the Hornets sitting on a 5-2 lead. So we got Bergmeyer, Dorsey, Ivany, Mizzle, and Dahlin. Dorsey on the drop. Dahlin from behind the cage. Looks up ice, gets it to Ivany. Ivany slides it up, Ivany, Dorsey on the trailer now. He's going to gain the line. Rolling in. He's got Ivany. Sliding across just a bit too far for Ivany, and Ivany works it in the corner. Dorsey in to help out. Works it, comes away to Ivany. He's kicking it. He's doing everything he can. Dorsey drives it away, but it sneaks past his stick. And now the Preds counter. A long waffle pass. It's going to be sucked up by Dahlin on the backside. So he slides it over to Mizzle. Mizzle tries to go rink wide. It's intercepted on the blue line. Mizzle now working. 3-on-2 situation. He rolls across the blue line. He tries to thread the needle. He's trying. Can't get the shot off. Bergmeyer from the corner. He wheels, he deals. Looking for someone to center to. He's got Ivany out front. Dorsey playing back at the point. And now he exchanges with Mizzle. Mizzle from the point. Throws it on net. Knocked out of the air. Bergmeyer loses the handle. And the Preds counter back the other way. Through the red line. Trying to gain. Now chucked out by Mizzle up on the wall to Ivany. Ivany stick checked off the puck. As the Preds now roll back the other way. As Dahlin punches it right back. Sends it down with 3:20 on the clock. Ivany meets his man behind. As the Preds now try for a breakout. Wheeling through the neutral zone, they go cross ice. Potts will be the first man back. He's ridden into the wall, and Dorsey chips it to the near side. Potts looks up ice, chips it up, tries to get it to Ivany. Preds driving in, trying a short-sider. No one's there in the slot for him. Potts drives it out. He gets it to Krvita. Krvita tries to drive through. Now, Preds are countering. Rolling across the lines. Nice stick check there by Potter. A shot. Legged aside by Tyler. Krvita from the corner. Looks up. Loses the handle. Potts tries to throw it out. Yes. It sneaks across the line with 2.5 minutes to play. Preds now dump it into the Hornet zone. Krvita picks it up and rolls back the other way. Through the red line. Through the blue line. Rolling down. Trying to center it across. There's the center. Oh, and Wilkins couldn't quite get enough wood on it. the boys battle on the wall. Intercepted by Nolan in the slot. Throws it back to Potts. Potts fires it on net. Hits traffic. They're still banging. Now, yes, Nolan looking. No, it's denied by the Woodbury tender again. Predators roll back with speed as they're going to gain on the right side. Rolling all the way in. A shot turned away by Tyler. Thrown out front again. Rink wide. Now from the wall. Preds look to send it back to the point. Charlie almost snuck it up through. We got a roughing call on somebody. Potter gets the gate. 1:49 left. As the last glimmers of hope for Woodbury have brightened just a bit. So we could see a 6-on-4 advantage if Woodbury can find a way to pull their tender. But for now, it's 5-on-4 with 1:49 on the clock. Off the draw, Ewers sends it. And now it's a break for Ewers. Ewers is rolling. Can he get there? No, it's swept aside. But Nolan picks it off and gets it to Ewers. Almost. Now thrown up on the near side wall. Preds drive into the Hornet end. Helmer keeps his man to the outside. Rolling around, trying to find a centering opportunity. The Preds are shut out. Nice job by Helmer to knock his man off the puck. Now driving in on the line. A short-sider, a banging, a pile-up, and frothiness. Tremendous froth in this game. And there'll be more penalties. Looks like Ewers will get the gate. And a Predator will get the gate. So those will offset. With 1:20 on the clock. Woodbury goalie is still between the pipes. So it'll be 5-on-4 hockey for now. So Dorsey set to take the draw. He's out there with Hester. Backed up by Darlene and Mizzle. Working in on the circle. Predators fire a shot. And it's smothered up. And more frothiness. Dorsey ties it up. Trying to work it back. Preds just scoop it and throw it down behind the cage. Oh, and a big hit by Mizzle. He's going to get a call for that. Kind of not what we need right now, even though there's only 1:03 left on the clock. So Mizzle goes for interference. So now it will be 5-on-4? I don't get it. Should be 5-on-3. Now it's 5-on-3. And if they pull their goalie, it could be 6-on-3. So it's Dorsey, Darlene, and Potts. All right, got the clock sorted out. Off the draw. Preds sweep around the high slot, down to the circle, looking, driving in on the dot, firing, and paddled away by Bambury. Once again, they try the same thing. Working from the dot, firing, a rebound, no one home. From the dot again, firing, and scooped up. And now we get another penalty. This one's going to be on Woodbury. So that pretty much neutralizes their advantage. And we're back to a more reasonable 4-on-3 hockey with 46 seconds left. Off the draw, Dorsey sweeps it back to Darlene. Darlene from the point. He holds it and he just throws it down into the end. Preds from behind the net. They look to set up a breakout as they roll through their own zone. Now through the neutral zone. driving across the blue line, working their way in, losing the handle. Dorsey keeping his man on the outside, a firing shot, scooped away by Embry with 27 on the clock. Off the draw, Dorsey ties it up, sends it back to Darlene. Darlene pitches it out of the zone. Woodbury will have to reset with time like sands through the hourglass, as there's 15 seconds left. Driving in around the circle. Looking to center a short sider. Right in the crease, swept away by Potts with 5 seconds. Potts throws it out, up and over. And this should do it. And that's it. The Hornets will play in the first place game tomorrow at 1:15, I believe, with a final score here today of 5-2 over the Woodbury Predators. So enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. And you get a treat tomorrow because you get a championship for the Hornet game, and then you get the Super Bowl.